Hi everyone, this is the Football Soccer Collector and welcome to my new channel. This video will discuss the 5 young strikers that I'm watching closely for this season 2021 to 2022. Most of the players who I will mention on the list I already collect. I believe in these players and I feel they are underrated or unknown in the hobby. This series will focus on the prospecting side of the hobby where there could be huge upside, and the players I've selected haven't yet exploded onto the scene. The first player is Karim Adeyemi of Red Bull Salzburg in the Austrian league, known as the Austrian Bundesliga, but not to be confused with the German Bundesliga. Adeyemi is set to have his breakout season in 2021 and announce himself to world football. With Patson Daka leaving, Adeyemi is poised to take over as the undisputed number 1 striker for RB Salzburg. Now, Salzburg are known as a talent factory who trust youth players with game time, and it's here that Adeyemi has made great strides towards reaching the potential that I believe he possesses. Adeyemi not only runs at defenders with confidence, but he has the ability to be a threat on the counter, utilising his pace, which can turn a defensive manoeuvre into an attack in a matter of seconds. Adeyemi is blessed with an eye for goal. His first year on loan at FC Liefering in the Austrian second division saw him score 6 goals in 20 appearances. Not bad at all for a 16-year-old. His second season was even more promising, with a return of 9 goals in 14 matches, which saw his loan move cut short and RB Salzburg throwing him into the first team for the remainder of the 2019 season. The following season, in which Patson Daka, who's just joined Leicester City, scored a whopping 27 goals, Adeyemi was often used as a winger. For that season, the 2020 season, Adeyemi played 29 times, scoring 7 goals. As mentioned earlier, 2021 is set to become his best season at RB Salzburg. He's just come away with winning the Under-20 Euros with Germany, and he scored 6 goals in his first 5 games, and on the back of this, Germany coach Hans Flick has called up Adeyemi for the first time to the senior side. I'm really confident in Adeyemi's ability and I hope he can score over 20 goals this season. I believe he needs at least 2 strong seasons at RB Salzburg before making a move to the Bundesliga, with Dortmund and Bayern Munich following him closely. Actually, in the last few days you can add Barcelona and Liverpool to that list too. The 2 items that I would recommend would be Adeyemi's 2020 Topps Chrome Merlin base card and his 2020 Austria Bundesliga sticker. The base card can be picked up for a couple of dollars and his refractors for below $10. I'm not a huge fan of modern refractors, numbered sets and autographed cards, but if you believe in Adeyemi, you can collect those cards. Be my guest. Adeyemi's Austrian Bundesliga sticker from the 2020 season ranges from $10 to $15. I wouldn't pay much more than this at this moment in time. I think prices could dip slightly after the novelty of his Germany call-up wears off. Well, he also has just scored on his Germany debut. But, let's see what happens before Christmas. I think prices will take a slight dip by then. The second player on my list is Waheed Faghir, the Danish striker with Afghanistani heritage, who's just signed for VFB Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. Some have compared Faghir to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but for me his playing style reminds me more of Falcao, the Colombian forward. Despite only being 17, Faghir has already represented Denmark at every youth age group, including the under-21s, where he became the youngest player to ever feature for them in the recent under-21 Euros. He's clearly already making a name for himself. Faghir operates well in tight areas with great ball control and dribbling. UEFA actually named Faghir in their top 50 to watch in 2021, and they described him as physically well developed and finishes with power and quality. Faghir played in Vielle Boldklub's 2019 promotion winning season, and last year in the Danish Superliga he scored 6 times in 26 games. After a strong start to this season, Bundesliga side VFB Stuttgart signed him on a 5-year deal on the transfer deadline day. Now, Stuttgart have historically been one of Bundesliga's stronger sides, but in recent years they've been yo-yoing between the second Bundesliga and the Bundesliga. Now, Stuttgart returned to the Bundesliga for the 2020 season and they finished 9th, largely thanks to Silas and Kalajdzic's goals. It will be interesting to see how Faghir fits into their system, as Stuttgart have 5 strikers including Faghir in their current squad. I can see Faghir muscling his way to being the super sub for this season, but he'll be competing with another wonder kid, Dutch Mohamed Sanko, who actually scored 9 goals in 16 games for Stuttgart's second team last season. For me, Faghir is certainly one to watch, and I can see him developing very quickly at Stuttgart. And I think Stuttgart is the right team for him, as they tend to acquire players from lesser known leagues and they don't chase big name signings. Faghir does not yet have any cards or stickers, but to my knowledge. But once this season's rendition of the Bundesliga cards and stickers, I believe Match Attacks is out in the Bundesliga coming out soon. Once they come out, he'll be one player I'll be definitely adding to my collection. The third striker on my list is Gianluca Scamacca, who plays for the Italian Serie A side Sassuolo. Usually, I will reserve this section for under 21 players. Though aged 22, Scamacca is starting to blossom. One thing to keep in mind is that Italian strikers tend to peak quite late in their careers. We can reference Luca Toni, Di Natale and Quagliarella to back this up. Now, Scamacca is a product of Roma's youth academy and he joined PSV and played for their reserve side Young PSV aged 17. Scamacca was brought back to Italy by Sassuolo in January 2017 for €500,000 or pounds. Scamacca is another player who was compared to Zlatan Ibrahimovic during his youth for his technical ability, but despite his height, he can serve as a target man and is not just a finisher. Scamacca has been on a series of loans to Serie B sides and even back to the Eredivisie at PSV Zwolle, but his performance at Ascoli in Serie B and most recently at Genoa, people started to take notice of him again. Heading is one of Scamacca's greatest attributes, but he is not only a powerful presence in the box, he's equally adept with the ball at his feet. In the 2020 season at Genoa, Scamacca scored 8 goals in 26 games, which is a return of a goal every 3 games, not too bad. In the summer transfer window, Scamacca was heavily linked with Inter Milan, but Sassuolo did not want to loan out Scamacca again. Instead, they were holding out for an offer of around 30 million for him. He didn't move away from Sassuolo and has since played 2 games this season in Serie A, but coming on as a substitute. It remains to be seen whether or not he can start over the young Giacomo Raspadori, who's another wonder kid at Sassuolo, slightly younger than him, but the recent debut call-up to the Italy side is a sign that Scamacca is being recognised for his ability as a striker. Going on to the cards or stickers for him now, Scamacca's rookie sticker is from his 2019 season during his loan spell at Ascoli and can be picked up for around $10. I actually bought mine last year for about $1. Really good deal at the time, and I'm looking to pick up a few more. His 2020 Panini Chronicles rookie ticket card is available for less than $10, and should Scamacca move on and start regularly, these 2 options could be good value for money. 4 on my list is none other than the Czech forward Adam Hlozek, who plays for Sparta Prague. Now, some of you may think Hlozek is a winger. He has been used on the wing for the majority of his career. However, that position does not suit him, and it's as a striker that we've seen the best of Adam Hlozek. Hlozek is 6'1", so not the typical small and nimble type of player who can beat players easily and thrive on the wing. He belongs up front, where he can challenge for balls in the air, hold up the play and bring the rest of the team into the game. Hlozek is a clinical finisher, but he's certainly not selfish, as you often find him heading the ball across goal for one of his teammates to finish. Hlozek has just turned 18 and the Czech League has proven to be the right place for him to develop his attacking craft. We're seeing a huge resurgence in Czech talent, and the Czech Fortuna Liga has become more competitive in recent years, which is why Slavia Prague, who is Sparta's rival, have had a good European run in both the Champions League and the Europa League. Hlozek debuted for the Sparta Prague team aged just 16, and since 2018 he's played 77 games, scoring 28 goals. The 2020 season was Hlozek's best with a return of 15 goals in 19 games. He did however miss the final months of the season due to an injury, but Hlozek has come back good and started this season with 3 goals in 5 games. The list of clubs linked to Hlozek is long: Liverpool, West Ham, AC Milan, RB Leipzig and many more. Now, one thing to mention is that Sparta Prague's sporting director is none other than former Arsenal playmaker Tomasz Rosicky. Could this mean that there's a slight possibility he could be of interest to Arsenal, who I think are a club in need of rebuilding their attack? Coming on to Hlozek's cards, he's not the type of player that I'm collecting for now, and the reason for that is the majority of his cards for the Fortuna Liga are not manufactured by a household name. He does, however, have a couple of adrenaline kickoff cards and a Super Bomber sticker made for the Unici collection by Panini, which was a supermarket exclusive. I'm considering buying that sticker, but for the moment, I can't justify the $20 for that sticker. Once he makes a move to another league, I'll be first in line to buy his card or sticker from a more recognised set. Now, number 5 on my list was a tough decision for me, and it was between someone who you may have heard of already, Myron Boadu, and the lesser known Jonas Wind. I've opted to speak about Wind in more detail, but Boadu is one of the players I will include in my honourable mentions at the end of this video. Moving on, Jonas Wind is a Danish striker who plays for FC Copenhagen in the Danish Superliga. Wind featured twice for Denmark in the Euro 2020 tournament, and he's already played 10 games for Denmark, scoring 3 in total. Wind is a towering centre forward who's superb at heading the ball, holds up the ball well, and is extremely mobile and athletic. Wind also possesses great technical ability. He often runs at players, but also helps to press from the front. Wind is, however, quite injury prone, and this seems to be the biggest question mark that clubs have over him. In terms of his goal-scoring exploits, since the 2017 season, Wind has played 77 games with 34 goals. His best season was the 2020 season, in which he scored 15 goals in 28 games, which is better than a goal every other game. Wind has been linked to Galatasaray in the past, and this summer Brentford had 2 bids for him turned down. If Wind can stay injury-free this season, I predict he will have his best season yet, and it will be the right opportunity for him to make his next move. Wind has a Panini Mosaic card for Euro 2020, which can be picked up for less than $3, and his Euro 2020 sticker for less than $1 or around $1. I own the Swiss Pearl Edition sticker for Wind, and in general I'm a big fan of the weightier, rarer Pearl Edition Euro 2020 stickers, of which I have a bulk load. If you can get your hands on them for fairly cheap, I certainly recommend that. Now, on to my honourable mentions, and I actually have another 5 for you, so that's a big bonus. But one of the strikers can't be classed as a young striker, at least in my mind. Now, to start off, we have Dane Scarlett, who's a 17-year-old striker for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, and he's been tipped for the top by Jose Mourinho. He made his Premier League debut last season, and he's already played in Europa Conference League qualifiers for Spurs. Now, Scarlett doesn't have any stickers or cards, but he's definitely one to watch for the future. Just look at what he's done in his youth career. Myron Boadu is our next player, and he's a 20-year-old Dutch striker who's recently joined French side Monaco after scoring 32 goals in 64 games for AZ Alkmaar across 3 seasons in the Eredivisie. Boadu hasn't had the best start to French football, but he's actually playing ahead of Ben Yedder, which shows just how much Niko Kovac trusts him. I'd recommend Boadu's Vert Ball sticker from the 2018 season, which can be picked up for around $10. Although I mentioned I usually prefer products from more recognised brands, Vert Ball stickers are respected in the hobby, and I actually recommend checking out the prices of Ronaldo, R9 and Robben's rookie Vert Ball stickers. You'd be in for a shocker when you have a look at those prices. We have another Dutch forward to talk about, and that's Brian Brobbey, the former Ajax man who's just joined RB Leipzig for this season. While I believe in Brobbey's ability, I think his move to Leipzig is a little premature. He's done well for the reserve side, but only played 12 games for Ajax in his debut season, scoring 3 goals. To my knowledge, Brobbey does not have any stickers or cards, but he'll have his first cards this season at RB Leipzig. Now our next player has already made their debut for the Italy's national side, and we mentioned him briefly in the video, and that's Giacomo Raspadori. The Sassuolo striker is quick and agile and has been compared to Carlos Tevez. Last season, Raspadori scored 6 goals in 27 games, and he's another player I'll be watching closely over the course of this season. His 2020 Calciatori sticker can be acquired for around $5, which I believe is a low-risk addition to a collection. Now our last player, and the most controversial one on this list, is 23-year-old Arthur Cabral. He might be a little bit too old to be considered a young striker, but I think he still could be unknown to a lot of you. The Brazilian forward plays for FC Basel in the Swiss Super League and is an absolute goal machine. In his first 2 seasons with Basel, Cabral has scored 39 goals in 64 games. Before you call the Swiss League a farmers' league, there have been a number of high quality strikers who herald from it, and we're not even going to talk about Salah or Rakitic, we're talking about strikers. Now we've got Matheus Cunha, who now plays for Atletico Madrid, Rafael, a Bundesliga icon, Zakiri, the young Brighton prospect, Josef Martinez, who's arguably the best striker in the MLS, and Mladen Petric, who's another Bundesliga icon. He no longer plays though. Arthur Cabral does not have any stickers or cards for us to collect just yet, but Nice in France and Hertha Berlin, the Bundesliga side, attempted to sign him in the summer, and I'm confident a move to a bigger league is on the horizon. I'd like to conclude this video with a reminder. This is the riskier side of the hobby, which is prospecting. Only collect and buy into players you like. If they get injured or become flops, you'll be stuck with their cards and stickers. Now my next video will actually be a mail day showcasing what I buy and add to my collection on a daily basis. Please leave any questions in the comment section, and I'd hugely appreciate any likes or subscribers to my channel. Bye bye.